Hi, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how to weave in the ends on the granny squares that we made the other day. So obviously you'll need your project you've been working on, your darn and needle and some scissors. So when you're darning in ends, especially the central one here, I tend to run my needle underneath, if you can see right there, underneath those around there, the ones that's right here. So I put my needle inserted in through there, thread my needle, wrong one, thread the needle, and pull it through. Now, I do tend to go through a couple lots of these, so again you're putting it through underneath there and through. So it's that cluster here that I'm using, but obviously if you're doing this on another project you would just put it underneath a certain number of those, pull it through, and then on the way back I take it on the way back and you can see there's a single loop there. I would put it over the top of that. It helps to form almost like a little knot, although this has already had the slip knot, so it will be quite secure, but it's just making sure that those ends are fastened in properly. So I tend to go over that first one and underneath the other ones after it, like that, just to weave it in. And when you pull that through, you can't see that that's what you've done. It's not visible. And then obviously take your scissors, cut it off very close. Sometimes I pull it just a little bit so it pulls out, cut it off, and then when you pull it like that, the end is gone and you've weaved it in, so it makes a nice finish. Now obviously this one is slightly different, this end at the top where you finished it. You want to take it down through the work so that way when you're looking at it you're not really seeing a lump up the top where that knot is. It's fastened in better. So again, thread your needle. So we come down the back here. So I tend to make sure, so that's the knot. You don't want to put it back through that because that will undo the knot that you've already done. So I come down here and I will put it through the next available stitch down this way, making sure that as I'm pulling it, it's looking the way I want it to. So you can see now that looks better on the front there. It looks more finished. Oh, sorry, I've just knocked the camera there. Do apologise. So then as you come down, picking up these stitches as you go, so that you're not really seeing where this thread is going. And I tend to take it right down to here, and then I use those to weave it into. So bringing it down again through another loop so that you're not seeing it as it comes down. You're not seeing it as a long line of wool that isn't attached anywhere. Coming down through to that one. And then I simply weave it in the same way as we did with the center one here. Weave it in through those loops. So putting your needle underneath those there and running it along and weaving it in and then pulling through like that. And I do always tend to do a couple of lots. That's just how I do it. And putting it, so I'll tend to thread it through again, some of these loops. Take it over to the next lot. Thread it through again, just like that, the same way, underneath those loops. And thread it right through, all three of that cluster. Threading it through. And then I will bring it over the same as I did for the center one. So missing out that first little stitch there, putting it under the next two and right the way along like that, so that that finishes it off. Sorry, I knocked that camera again. And pulling it through. Taking your scissors and cutting it, making sure it's nice and tight so that you can't see it. And you cannot see those ends that are finished in. but it means that on the front it looks nice and neat and it's your finished project. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.